Today, we confront a pivotal issue that can either strengthen or unravel the intimacy in your marriage, overcoming sexual temptation, and we want to do it God's way. The challenge, if not addressed, can devastate the sacred bond between husband and wife.
Failure to safeguard intimacy in marriage can erode trust and connection, even in the absence of adultery. And when adultery is present, the damage can be overwhelming. Sexual temptation isn't just a personal battle, it's a shared struggle in marriage.
And that's an important concept. Too often we look at our spouse and we just look at the husband and say it's all this is your problem, deal with it. But working as a team is so important. I'm John Golda, and this is my wife of more than 18 years, Tonia.
Hi.
And we are marriage coaches and founders of Solid Rock Marriage Restoration. And we're glad you're joining us for this important topic. It could have dramatic impact on your marriage. While men may struggle more frequently with sexual temptation, it's an issue that both men and women face. God designed the sexual relationship between husband and wife to be cherished, not violated. When this sacred bond is broken, it leaves deep wounds of hurt and inadequacy. I want to share a personal chapter from my life. My battle with sexual temptation began in my teenage years. I was exposed to pornography at a young age, and it set the stage for a long and challenging battle that even infiltrated my marriage with Tonia.
Cultural influences and misunderstandings. Troubling cultural norms can unconsciously fuel this temptation. Immodest stress and behavior though can often be normalized, it can unknowingly be a trigger to this struggle. Initially, I struggled to understand the depth of this battle and how it could affect John.
Yeah, I faced an ongoing struggle with images and thoughts that would haunt me. It wasn't for a lack of love or desire for purity. It was a fight against a deep-seated habit and a mindset, and even images that I had seen in my youth that I'd never wanted to see. Opening up to Tonia was very difficult but it became a crucial step in overcoming this together.
Understanding and supporting John in this journey wasn't easy. It required me to look beyond cultural norms and recognize the reality of his struggle. As we face this together, though, our marriage grew stronger.
The first step, really, in overcoming this challenge is to establish a clear standard of what's appropriate and what's not. We can't rely on culture and what's normal around us, as that increasingly drifts from God's truth. So it's about adopting God's standard, not the world's.
Yes, scripture speaks directly to this issue. Matthew 5:27 through 29 warns us about the dangers of lustful thoughts, um, equating with them with adultery. It sets a high bar, one that many may find impractical, but it remains in God's unwavering standard.
Yeah, and in 2 Corinthians 10:5, we're reminded to take every thought captive in obedience to Christ. And it's not just about physical actions, it's about the purity of our hearts and our minds. A key component in this battle is having a strong conviction for sexual purity. Consider the example of Joseph in Genesis 39. He was well built, this is now reading directly, he was well built and handsome, and his master's wife persistently tempted him, saying, "Come to bed with me." Yet Joseph steadfastly refused. He said, "With me in charge, my master does not concern himself with anything in the house. No one is greater in this house than I am. My master has withheld nothing from me except you, because you are his wife. How then could I do such a wicked thing and sin against God?" Even when she persisted, Joseph refused to compromise his integrity. Ultimately, he fled from the situation. In such desperation, he left his cloak behind to escape her advances.
Joseph's story isn't just about resisting temptation. It's a testament to the strength of character and devotion to God's standards. It demonstrates the level of commitment and determination we need to uphold sexual purity. Joseph's example shows us that it's possible. It's actually possible to stand against
It
temptation,
is.
even under intense pressure.
And the one thing I'll highlight right off the bat, he didn't stay in that situation to tempt himself. He got out of there, got away from the temptation. And that's something we all need to remember. So what I would say is, establishing what we call a battle plan is crucial in the war against sexual temptation. We found a valuable resource in this fight to be every man's battle, winning the war on sexual temptation, one victory at a time. And that's by Stephen Arterburn and Fred Stoker. The book offers a comprehensive help for men, really addressing struggles that range from routinely checking out women to deeper entrapments like pornography or adulterous relationships. It provides a practical and detailed plan for any man who desires sexual purity. And it also includes insights for wives as they seek to support their husbands on this journey for sexual purity.
I want to emphasize that this book covers sensitive topics which may surprise or make some feel uncomfortable, especially women.
Yep.
But becoming aware of these issues that men struggle with is a part of this journey to overcome them. It's very important that wives are supportive if their husband shares this journey with them. Because reacting as if a husband is a pervert for struggling with these is a common issue that can halt the sharing and discourage this fight for sexual purity.
And that's really a genuine concern or fear for many husbands, that they feel like they have to battle this on their own for fear of what their wives will think of them, because they feel shamed or they don't know how to handle it, or they think they should just be able to make it go away. But the most powerful way to address it, as we're talking, is to engage it together as husband and wife. So, one thing we do as we work with couples, we help individuals and couples to learn and apply these principles to their marriages. We're surrounded by a culture that often promotes standards that fall far short of God's standards regarding sexual purity. It's not enough to just be better than others in this fight. We want to meet God's standards. I don't want to just be better than the next guy. I want to meet God's standards. And obedience is the goal, not just excellence, not just doing it better than the other guy, but really being obedience to God's intent.
Yes, this fight for sexual purity is real, and it's akin to like an addiction, any addiction. A clear plan and the support of your spouse are tremendously helpful. An effective battle plan includes perimeter defenses for your eyes, your mind, your heart. Train your eyes to bounce away from objects of lust immediately. Evaluate and take captive objects of lust in your mind and strengthen your affection with your spouse. Committing to love, honor, and cherish them.
Sexual impurity is a habit. Once you train your body and your mind out of the bad habit of being sexually impure and train it to be sexually pure, it's actually going to become more natural over time. The fight is hardest when you're trying to make the change, but it gets easier. Don't take this lightly. Even if you don't think you're struggling with sexual purity, ensure that you're measuring to the right standards. Don't get complacent. Make sure you're looking at God's standards. If you don't fully protect yourself, it can lead to damaging choices that can impact your marriage, and it may already be affecting the relationship in ways you haven't realized.
Wives, if you can support your husbands on this journey and learn with them without judging them for their struggles, it will significantly help them win the war on sexual temptation. This is a serious issue, and we're here to support you in navigating it.
Yeah, if you're seeking guidance and support, safeguarding the intimacy of your marriage and overcoming sexual temptation, we invite you to visit our website, solidrockmarriagerestoration.com. Learn more about how we help couples and schedule your free call to talk with us about how we can help you strengthen your marriage. God bless. Thank you for being with us.